This is the beautiful town of Numazu. From a humble fishing village since the 1400s to an economic revitalization generating over 5 billion yen in revenue in a single year. With the creation of a single anime, the town of Numazu would forever be changed into Love Live's holy land. The streets, the shops, the buses, the restaurants, the boats, the 80-year-old grandma selling oranges. Wherever you look, there is an anime girl. Today, I'm going to tell you the beautiful story of how Love Live Sunshine saved the economy of Numazu. The history of Numazu extends all the way back to 1491, where it crafted its identity as a fishing village. The coast alongside the beautiful ocean with a fantastic view of Mount Fuji made it one of the best fishing hubs in Japan. Over the centuries, Numazu built an image for itself as a bustling fishery distribution base with some of the best, freshest seafood you can have in the world. But as Japan entered the modern era, Numazu started facing a major problem: isolation. Just like many small rural villages in Japan, the city started facing an aging population crisis, with younger people opting to move to Tokyo for better job opportunities. The town faced a declining population and with it, a declining economy. Though somewhat stable, Numazu's focus on its own industry of fishing and mandarin oranges meant that despite its gorgeous landscape, tourists were rare and most people had never even heard of it before. Also because of its history of focusing on its own industries, tourism was just not a big thing they paid attention to, and many of the so-called attractions were very far away, confusing to get to, and generally not very tourist-friendly. There was a severe lack of marketing of the town as well, so no one knew it as a place to travel to for vacation. It was a small town in its own bubble, and that bubble was shrinking fast. It didn't help either that Numazu was right next to Ito and Hakone, two big tourist destinations with extreme international appeal that simply overshadowed Numazu. Local businesses were struggling to stay afloat, and honestly, the future was looking bleak. However, in 2015, an announcement would change this fishing town's future forever. On February 26, 2015, Love Live announced its sequel project, Love Live Sunshine. Brand new cast of characters whose story would take place in a brand new place, Numazu. The choice of Numazu was very deliberate, as the whole story of Love Live Sunshine was about whether these country girls in the middle of nowhere could become popular enough as idols to save their dying school. Keyword: middle of nowhere. A key struggle in the anime. To be precise, their school was located in Uchiura, a completely countryside area next to Numazu, surrounded by nature, really drilling in the middle of nowhere point. As an already very popular franchise, the sequel to Love Live was always bound to achieve massive levels of success, and fans were ready for Numazu to become the next pilgrimage site. But what fans, or maybe even the staff, didn't expect at the time was how Numazu was quite literally going to transform from a fishing town into a full-blown Love Live town. It is believed that even before this Love Live project was announced, production staff and the city officials of Numazu had long been in the talks about how this entire project would impact Numazu. This is important because they couldn't just suddenly have a giant horde of weebs show up pilgrimaging in Numazu with no prior warning. It would be a huge nuisance to the townsfolk and frankly against the whole point of the project. As the first season of the Love Live Sunshine anime started airing, collaborations started immediately, with a Love Live themed summer festival in July 2016, alongside an exclusive anime shop that sold almost only Love Live Sunshine goods. The popularity of Love Live Sunshine went from big to nationwide in only a few years, performing in Tokyo Dome in 2018, only 2 years after their anime debut. What accompanied this was a massive overhaul of collaborations in Numazu. Now, before we move on, I'd like to explain what an anime pilgrimage is. Essentially, many anime settings are based off real-life locations, especially non-fantasy anime that actually take place in Japan. Big fans of these anime hence find these in real-life locations and pay them a visit, often trying to take pictures in the same angle framed in the anime. Sometimes the anime becomes big and you get iconic locations such as the stairs from Your Name or Shelter from Bocchi. These places will usually have a poster or two or a souvenir shop to please fans. Pilgrimaging is becoming increasingly popular, and nowadays when you land in Japan Japan's biggest airports, they'll have giant banners promoting anime tourism with a giant map showing you where hundreds of anime took place in real life. Why is this important? See, pilgrimaging is usually just a short visit to these places for a cool reference. These places aren't inherently anime, they just happen to be places popular anime base their work off of. Knowing this, I'm sure everyone was prepared for Love Live fans to pilgrimage Numazu. However, the scale of it became a different story. In light of Love Live Sunshine's extreme popularity and themes in the anime about loving Numazu, their local town, in 2017, the official Numazu City Hall started organizing explanatory meetings and study sessions to the local residents of Numazu. Mind you, mainly elderly people, to familiarize the Love Live Sunshine franchise and how it may drastically impact tourism. Very quickly, local businesses, major stakeholders, and the city alike would embrace the sunshine with open arms. For better or worse, Numazu was about to change forever. First was transportation. In 2017 to 2018, train lines would paint their entire trains in Aqua members to commemorate single releases. Buses would change to be themed after the girls, even getting the idols to do the bus announcements in character. And new bus routes between Tokyo and Numazu with Aqua-themed buses were created for domestic fans to visit easily. Next, the local food started going under the Sunshine brand. The packaged bread, the seafood restaurants, even the proud local mandarin oranges Numazu was known for was now being sold under the Sunshine brand. Then came the local festivals. The town's own festivals would start including the Sunshine Girls in their promotional art. Food, festival games, and many things at these local festivals would start being Sunshine themed. The Sunshine name continued expanding. Banners of the girls are hung up all over the streets, the information center, the shopping street, restaurants, pretty much every place imaginable in the city has a stash of Sunshine merch as promotion. And don't even get me started on the in real life locations of the girls' houses. A holy shrine exists in each one of them. In just a measly 2 years, the entire city had changed. If you walk into Numazu today, it would quite literally be a challenge to not see something Sunshine related every 3 minutes. In 2019, the Sunshine expanded to city-level events, where Numazu's annual marathon started incorporating Sunshine artwork, and runners would get a special Sunshine certificate. Meanwhile, a giant billboard of Aqua was built at the center of Numazu Station to welcome any new person who arrives, alongside the already existing Sunshine Cafe. For God's sake, this is the first thing you see when walking out of the main station. Aqua started to become even more involved in city events, with now having the voice actresses hold a panel at the Numazu City 100th anniversary event. The city halls now featured the girls, and if you get married in Numazu, your official legal marriage certificate could feature Love Live Sunshine. Seriously, Love Live Sunshine became the essence of this town. What this Sunshine Revolution of Numazu did was a complete rehaul of the city, from a humble fishing town to a tourist city, attracting Love Live fans from all over the world. The city got a huge upgrade. For the convenience of the incoming Sunshine tourists, Numazu started shuttle bus services to all the big Sunshine pilgrimage sites. Numazu Station itself has also received a massive upgrade, with the refurbishment of its shopping streets and an overall expansion of facilities. They even crowdfunded unique manholes of the girls all over the city. Just, you know, a casual few $100K USD in a few hours. With all these changes, alongside the support of local businesses and the city itself, Numazu changed and prospered. It had far more facilities, transportation routes, and so on to accommodate the incoming tourists, making it a far more pleasant place to travel to. A study was actually done to estimate the economic effects of Love Live fan pilgrimages on Numazu, and the results are staggeringly good. In only 2017, Sunshine fans consisted of an approximate 300K to 380K extra tourists to Numazu. Even if just going by the number of visits to the Uchiura Information Center, the yearly number had grown almost tenfold in 2 years. Taking into account the money spent on attractions for pilgrimage, food, lodging, and so on, it's estimated that these 300K tourists contribute a yearly 5 to 6 billion yen, or if going by the USD exchange rate in 2017, a staggering 50 million USD increase in tourist spending in just 1 year for a small fishing town. That is insane. What these statistics might hint at is how crazy anime fans are, or how otakus have figured out an infinite money glitch, because where are they getting this income from? But it It's so much more than that. The reason Numazu is so beloved by Sunshine fans is because of what the anime taught us. In the 2 seasons of Love Live Sunshine, the girls try their hardest to fight against the impossible, to fight against the closing of their school, a random school in buttfuck middle of nowhere, just because they love their school. They love their hometown. Almost every single attraction that exists in Numazu and Uchiura is shown in the anime. The beautiful ocean with the Mount Fuji view, the colorful aquarium, the local mandarin oranges, the riverside flowing through the city. The beauty of this town is magnificently shown off. Artwork of the girls in magazines, on CD covers plastered all over Tokyo, all also show these real-life locations. The entire show is not just a show about idols, it's frankly a love letter to Numazu, a showcase of how beautiful this town is and how much all its residents love it. This is even reflected in many of the festivals, events held by Numazu with Sunshine tie-ins. A bunch of them are called Jimoto Ai, aka Hometown Love. Love Live didn't just manage to get fans to like Love Live, they got fans to love Numazu. In 2020, when COVID first struck, as a small town, Numazu struggled due to a shortage of medical supplies. In response, a bunch of Love Live Sunshine fans managed to organize donations to be sent to Numazu to protect the Holy Land. Many from nearby overseas places like China and South Korea. Almost 20k masks and 1,500 bottles of disinfectant were donated, giving the city more than enough for COVID preventive measures. There was also a group of Shanghai fans who donated 10k masks during the time to the City Hall of Numazu in a box with the message, "Our hopes are one. Wherever you are, we believe in the same tomorrow," which are actually the lyrics to a very important Love Live Sunshine song. They even declined the mayor's offer for free Love Live merch, as they said that their sole intention was to help. On the other hand, since knowing Numazu struggled a bit with COVID in 2020, its economy depending on tourists, hometown tax donations drastically increased from 490 million yen in 2020 to 1.17 billion in 2021 and 2.3 billion in 2022. Fans really wanted this place to prosper. This is the kind of altruistic attitude Love Live fans have for Numazu. It's extended far beyond loving an anime. They treat Numazu with so much love, as if it were their own hometown. In fact, it very well could be. In recent times, Numazu has started a campaign for Love Live fans to migrate to Numazu. Not just promoting it, but holding fan-only relocation counseling sessions. These are quite literally Love Live themed seminars by the city itself, held by Love Live fans who had already moved to Numazu because of Love Live. City promotional materials even proudly note the Love Live fans who had become official city employees. A result of this is the rare case of a small town in Japan having more people migrating into it than out of it, slowly easing the population problems Numazu has been facing for so long. The net positive of people moving into Numazu is now in the hundreds per year, and as we move on to the future, Numazu seems to have a bright future ahead of itself, led by otakus. To Numazu, this entire situation itself is nothing short of a miracle never seen before. The local residents' acceptance of Love Live into their daily life, the unwavering love of the fans, the fantastic setup and organization of the Love Live staff. All of these combined help Numazu build up infrastructure, new transport routes, skyrocket its economy, encourage the immigration of young people to solve its population and workforce problem. Genuinely, every problem the city was previously facing is now being solved by Love Live Sunshine. Sunshine has essentially become the face, the economy, the soul of the town, and it is loved by everyone, locals and tourists alike. The strange case of Numazu is described in articles as a happy virtuous cycle in which the work, local volunteers, local government, and fans are all connected by the word local love. To this day, Numazu still welcomes Sunshine fans with open arms and is doing as good as ever. To all the Love Live fans watching this, you probably already know the real reason I chose to make this video now. As this video goes up, Aqours, the idol group of Love Live Sunshine, is about to have their final live after 10 whole years of performing. My feelings are extremely complicated, as Love Live Sunshine is the anime that genuinely changed the course of my life forever. It's the reason I moved to Japan to do my bachelor's degree. It's the reason I can say I'm pretty proficient in Japanese now. It's how I've met some of the closest friends friends I will ever meet, and it has given me some of the best memories of my entire life. Hell, I befriended a young Japanese guy whose dream is to move to Numazu. Love life might never feel the same without Aqours, but I have faith that as the past 10 years has shown, the love fans have towards Love Life Sunshine and Numazu will live on stronger than ever, and that Numazu will continue to prosper through this miracle that was made. Special thanks to Vicente Pagani and all my other patrons and members for supporting the channel.